Hey, what's up, YouTube? So it's June 9th. Good time for an update. Sorry it's been a while. A lot has happened since the last update. I moved out of this room as my office so I don't look at the tank every day, and I think that actually is maybe not the best thing because I had some stuff happen that I would have caught had I been looking at the tank every day, but I wasn't, so had some casualties and whatnot. But let's update you on the tank, talk about what happened. First problem that happened is I have a dose that does automatic water changes every night, does about a gallon. The one that pulls the water out, the little pump, started malfunctioning. So what I was actually doing was topping my tank off with a gallon of salt water every night. So the salinity rose, and since I moved, it's just one of those things that's not important or urgent. I haven't recalibrated the salinity probe for the Apex, so I didn't get a notification or an alarm saying that, hey, your salinity is going really high. It got up to like 1.032 salinity, like specific gravity, which I'm pretty sure is like crazy high. Luckily, I didn't lose any fish. I did lose some corals and my most expensive thing that I had in the tank, which we'll talk about here in a minute. I think it's dead anyway. I can't find it. It moved, so maybe it is alive and hidden somewhere in here, but it was looking pretty bad, and that's what alerted me. Something is not right. Also, my Gonapora over here on the left, let me just go ahead and show you. This guy right here, this blue one, is hasn't had its tentacles come out in a while now. I think it's gonna die. We'll see. It still has some color, but that was what really alerted me. Like, something is not going right. That and the Colorado sunburst anemone that I had that was shriveling up and just looked horrible. So I started testing things, phosphate, nitrate, salinity, and that's when I noticed, holy crap, the salinity is way out of whack. So I brought it back into, normal levels, and I did lose, pretty sure, the Colorado sunburst anemone because it's not there anymore. It was looking horrible. It moved, so maybe it's hiding somewhere and I'll find it like 6 months later and be gloriously happy, but most likely it's gone. This Goni looks like it's probably going to die. Let me show you. I had this Acropora here die, and I had one of my older corals, another Acropora. This guy right here died on me, but luckily no fish died, and the rest of the corals surprisingly somehow didn't die. I noticed like they weren't looking the best, but they look like they've been recovering. What I'm most astonished and surprised with is that these two Acroporas, which have gotten quite big, if you look at my updates, you'll see like, man, they have grown a ton. These started out as frags. I'll get some better shots of them. They have grown up to, I would say, they're almost like, mini colonies now, which is so cool. And then I have another Acropora over here that survived. This guy right here is still alive, so super grateful for that. But then I had another fluke, weird, crazy thing happened. Basically, our house lost power. It only lost power for an hour, not that big of a deal. And, I have a battery backup for the MP40s, so that was fine. Power comes back on, and for some reason, right when it came back on, the circuit that has all this equipment tripped. So I get a little notification from the heartbeat from my Apex saying, hey, lost internet connection, power. Then the power comes back on. I get a notification like, hey, it's back on. But at the same time, it was like a notification saying it's off. So I just didn't catch it and thought everything was fine. But no, it wasn't. I can show you here. It was like June 3rd, 1 a.m. The tank just loses temperature, and I don't catch it till 8 p.m. the next day, and it got all the way down to 68 degrees. So then I turned it back on. You can see it took a long time. It took all the way to June 6th to get back up to 78 degrees. So I'm sure the corals didn't like that, but dodged a couple bullets. Things are still going. I'm happy that I still have a reef tank. Let's go ahead and do a deep dive on just how everything's looking and doing. So I got this candy cane coral in the corner. I need to move or situate him. I moved this toxic green hammer coral here because I had some hammer corals before that grew really good here. And you can see this guy is bigger than it's ever been. It didn't grow for months. And since I moved it here, which was pretty much the last update, you can see it got a lot bigger. Got my little digitata, colony thing there. That's where the Colorado sunburst anemone was. It's gone now. It's either hiding or dead. We'll hope it's hiding. The Matt V Rainbow Envy, looking decent. Got that acro that The base of it died, but the top of it's still alive. It's been like that for a long time now. I think it'll be alright. Luckily, the pink Ghani lived, and this new Ghani that I got at the same time as that Sunburst is nice and open and looking pretty good. I'll probably need to move him as he is running into that Monty now, which is still alive, doing well. You can see you got the usual suspects here. Those guys have been with me a long time. Hidden one that you can't really see well, but I'll zoom in on. This is a new member. Got him at the same time as that Ghani. He's doing well. We got this pink Ghani started getting white when that salinity thing happened. It's coming back, but it's grown into the mushroom corals, so I'll probably have to do something there. You can also see I have a beach bum Monopora that's growing into the mushroom corals here, and eventually that pink one is going to collide with it, so I should probably clean that mess up. Need to spend a day on the tank. Zoanthids, man, they just colonize everything. You can see it just went across the glass bottom there, crawled all over this rock. You can see it's like starting to crawl up the glass here. You can see it's stretched out on the bottom of the glass over here, just colonizing everything. Let's get a look over on this side. Duncan's doing good. Look at these nice big acros. It finally happened. I got some decent sized Acropora now with a lot of casualties. This guy isn't changing much, but happy that he's alive. So yeah, that's the tank update.